what's up, guys? We just got back from The Foreigner. It was so good to see Jackie Chan on the big screen again. I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan. I've seen every single one of his movies. I'm one of those kinds of fans. And this was The Foreigner. Sort of the plot breakdown is his daughter dies in a terrorist explosion. He goes to the police and then eventually the consulate saying, give me the names. Names. Give me the names. I want them. And that's his thing throughout the movie is he's asking for these names of these terrorists that have killed his daughter because Jackie wants revenge and he's going to do it old fucking, Liam Neeson style, killing people. So I was really excited. The trailer looks great. We got Pierce Brosnan in here. So a little GoldenEye versus Jackie Chan. See what's happening here. But ultimately, I was really surprised after having coming out of it. It's a lot more serious film.
It's a political thriller.
It is a political thriller through and through. And unfortunately, for me, it was competent, right? This was a well-filmed, well-structured film that really dived into its political intrigue and thriller aspects. But I wanted more Jackie Chan!
I felt the same way. Honestly, I didn't really care about the other stuff.
Yeah, you don't give a shit.
Alright, the government's corrupt. Oh, shocker. I want to see Jackie Chan. I came here for Jackie Chan.
We came here for...
I get it. He's older. He can't do as much moves, but...
No, he could do moves. If you saw that scene.
Yeah, but still.
He can still do moves. There's great... I did say there's two really good action scenes with Jackie Chan where he's still doing moves, where he's jumping between building floors inside of a building, and then another one where Jackie Chan, for the first time ever, is using guns. Well, not the first time. Police Story, obviously.
It's rare.
But it's rare, and with intent to kill. This is a different kind of role for Jackie. And I must say, a lot more serious, dramatic role for Jackie. How do you think he handled it?
I think he did a really good job. Him and Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan's a serious actor.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. And then he was, Jackie Chan was on par with him the entire time.
Yeah.
Very believable characters. I love the movie.
Yeah, we had basically 5 seconds with his daughter, but yet I still felt the mental anguish of losing a daughter.
You can see his emotion.
You can see it in Jackie, so I've got to say this is perhaps one of his best dramatic performances ever. And and the action is still there when he's allowed to do it, but that is the major problem of the film. It is so involved with its political storyline of these terrorists, and I was like, all right, bombs explode in London. I'm like, okay, where's this going to lead to? Because we don't really know who did it at first, It's, are we going to see Jackie Chan beat up ISIS? Oh, man, that's fucking amazing. But no, they go with this sort of kind of odd throwback to, a political thing that I don't think is all that relevant anymore.
It's still going on.
It's still going on. Okay, well, it's about the IRA. And so unless you have a horse in the IRA race or you're emotionally invested in that or the politics of London and Britain and Ireland, I don't think that storyline is really interesting to you, especially when you show off Jackie in that trailer and you're expecting a lot of action scenes and you get a lot of the IRA and political intrigue with Pierce Brosnan. Fortunately, as Alex said, Pierce does an amazing job, and you really buy this sort of old guard boss trying to hold the line between his radicals and his softliners that are trying to make actual political inroads. And so he has to play this game between, the terroristic side and the political side of his organization. And it's well done. It's just not the movie I went in wanting, right? So, we get action scenes with Jackie in the forest. It's almost Rambo style.
That's what I thought of.
This is some cool stuff here. But you actually did enjoy it in the end.
Oh, thoroughly. I thought it was a political thriller with a ton of action rather than an action movie with too much political aspects to it. Jackie is running around. He knees people in the face. Like, he just kicks that dude in the face. He opens a car door and, like, kicks some dude in the face.
This is brutal, Jackie.
And so he's not screwing around. Like,
He's not screwing around.
They're much
throwing refrigerators and stuff. Well, he still uses his environment as Jackie always does.
Yeah, definitely. And this isn't like a Chris Tucker Jackie Chan movie where he's throwing like as many punches as he can because they have to fill up screen time. He's brutally putting these people down.
Yeah.
Like, he smashes some dude's face with a TV. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff. So I thought I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't expecting him to be jump kicking the entire time. So I mean,
You went in expecting. Were you surprised with the lack of Jackie? Do you think the amount of Jackie was just right, or do you, like us, wish he was a little?
No, I thought it was just right, and you know how I know it was just right, because they peppered in just enough that when characters would react to him, the theater, like, it was a serious
Every
moment,
single
but
time.
everyone was so excited, people were like laughing.
Yeah, because he was doing.
It was comical. I was like,
Everybody
It
was
was really
happy when Jackie was on the screen, and they were laughing when he was beating up dudes or being so direct. Names, give me names, you know, and doing these wild, outrageous things because of a specific reason. Jackie's background, which we'll save that for the very short spoiler section. There's really not much to talk about there, but yeah. So it turned out really, really great. Joe, let's go ahead and give some final verdicts because this one is pretty simple. It's a competent political action thriller with some Jackie Chan stuff and a surprising amount of comedy.
well, this one I'm kind of torn between a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
I was expecting to see more of Jackie,
Yeah.
but
So it's an above average film to you.
it is an above average film. I really enjoyed it all the way through, except for that subplot with politics.
Do you think this film could maybe propel Jackie forward a little bit and we get a few more Jackie Chan movies, you know, from this? Do you think?
Rush Hour
I think
4
so.
has just got greenlit,
Yeah, I think I heard something about Rush Hour 4, so I'm glad to hear that.
Great idea.
Though Rush Hour 3 was not all that great, to be honest. I love the first one and the second one. Excellent. So, but I'm ready for more Jackie is what I'm saying. After we've seen this, Jackie has warmed up with this film, and Joe, seven for a man, Jackie.
That's why I think I'm being biased too.
Uh-huh.
It's like Jackie Chan still has it.
Yeah.
He's an old man. You're like, how does he keep doing these kinds of movies?
I don't know.
This guy has.
He's in shape
Yeah,
still.
I don't know how. But choreography is amazing. His acting was superb.
Yes.
I felt his emotion.
That's what I think should
Yeah.
push it up for you, Joe.
I almost cried in the beginning. I was like,
Well, oh, yeah. So, what are you giving it?
I'm giving this a 7.
All right, sweet. Alex?
So I really liked it. I actually appreciate the political aspect of it, like knowing what I know about the IRA and the problems that they have in Northern Ireland. So I enjoyed it through and through. I don't know if I would give this an 8. Like, this would be a movie that I would consider seeing again in the theaters. It would be an excellent rental or the best movie you watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how I see about this,
like
this
a
movie.
great
So
Netflix or something.
it could be an 8. I'm going to give it a 7, but it...
But Jackie did so well.
Yeah, he did.
But at the same time, this is a movie that is a little confusing, and you're taken aback by it. You go in there for Jackie, and you're getting a very serious, drab, almost depressing sort of political...
It's a darker Jackie
It's a darker
Chan.
Jackie Chan,
Yeah,
too.
I did not expect that.
Some of the
coming in
things
as
that he
well.
does.
I'm like, wow.
So 7?
7.
7 out of 10.
Which is definitely above average, but it's not. It's a really good movie, bordering
Yeah.
on a great movie.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. It's just I wanted more Jackie in it. I think it's well filmed, very competent. The political intrigue is done well because the acting is done well from Pierce Brosnan. There are some twists in there that I didn't really see coming. There are irrelevant characters. You're like, who the fuck is this? I want to see Jackie.
Turn over, you're like, who are these guys?
Who the
Like,
fuck
yeah,
are these
who
guys
knows?
in a bar? I want to see Jackie. But it later does tie in correctly to the film where you're like, aha, now know who those people, and this ties neatly, and this ties neatly. Aha! So it clicks as a good political thriller should.
Yeah.
So it's just not the movie that I was expecting, but I think it's one of Jackie's best performances. And that's why I think it has the capability of an 8, but we wanted more of that, and it's a comedy movie. If you're a fan of Jackie, I say go out and see this, but knowing that he's not going to be in it quite as much as you want. And I think it would have been a superior film if we focused on sort of a Rambo Jackie that is like a little more crazy, and he's setting up all these really cool MacGyver type things, because he does it a little bit in this film, and you're like, oh my God, that was so fascinating watching Jackie do these MacGyver things, but he only does it for a little bit. So it's just not quite the movie I wanted, but I can recognize that this is a great movie. So if you love Jackie Chan and there's really nothing out there for you to see this weekend, please go out and support this film so we can maybe see Rush Hour 4 and a few more send-offs for Jackie Chan, one of the legendary kung fu masters of cinema. Love him. So, spoiler section here after the break. Very, very short. I just want to tell you one shocking thing that Jackie does in the film, and then that's it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. My final verdict was 7, and 7's all across. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys. All right, welcome to the spoiler section. I gotta say, this is like you said, it's a darker Jackie.
Yeah, what?
Jackie Chan is motherfucking mowing people down, and we're seeing the dudes getting shot. I had never seen Jackie Chan use a pistol and like, you know, blood quibs go off on somebody. So I was shocked in the theater. You know, Jackie is serious. He's seriously trying to murder these people that killed his daughter. And so it's not no kung fu or I'm gonna throw a refrigerator door open in your face. No, he's trying to kill these people.
So here's a fucking bomb.
I thought he was gonna try to hit the guy in the throat with the
Yeah.
TV. He picks up this flat screen TV with a guy on the floor, and it looks like he's going to use the sharp edge and hit him in the throat with it. He just smashes it over his head, and which does the trick anyway. But
Yeah, and he does shoot up several people with a machine gun, which Jackie has used guns before in films before, police story and stuff. But I don't think we've ever gotten something where like he's made a bunch of hits. Because, you know, he'll miss, and then he's got to go to Kung Fu. And you get a little bit of that in this scene, too. But he's actually
like a
hitting.
little awkwardness, too. He's just like,
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
doesn't
what
know
I'm
what
doing.
he blows some people up in this movie. Like people.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing. Jackie is constantly planting bombs. Don't give a fuck about collateral damage. No, actually, they do a good job of showing that he does care about collateral damage. If he sees like children walking in the building or a woman walking in, he's gonna make sure that those are safe. At one point, though, in the film, we thought Jackie killed a dog.
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
turns over at me because this dog is murdered on the ground where Pierce Brosnan. So he's constantly harassing Pierce Brosnan to give him the names. And Pierce calls out to his dog, and his dog doesn't answer. And he's like, "You killed my dog," because he comes out of the closet. You know, he was hiding in there, and he's like, "No, he's sleeping."
And then
But I didn't see him breathe.
The next
I did
scene,
not
though, you see the
breathe.
dog.
No,
walk
you see the
outside.
dog come back,
So
and
it's just
I told Joe. He looked over. Jackie Chan killed a dog. I'm like,
Holy
Joe.
shit.
I'm like, Joe, the dog's alive.
Jackie Chan
And then
is
Jackie
crazy.
Chan said, "No, dog's alive." And he saves another dog just in case you were rubbed a little wrong with that first scene. Later on, there's another dog, and Jackie picks it up and saves it. So Jackie Chan kills in this film, and it's a little darker than we've seen from him. We've got this dramatic role. I think he does a fantastic job. The only thing that we didn't get is, sort of a Pierce Brosnan GoldenEye versus Jackie. I think maybe Pierce is just too old to be throwing punches and
he
shit.
did his own justice, though. I mean,
He did in a
blasted
different
that
kind
guy.
of way. He did it in this great sort of head boss leader. You need to be tough if you're going to be leading the IRA. At one point in your life, you're tough as fuck. And you can tell this guy was tough as hell at one point, and now he's kind of holding on to his power and stuff, but it literally blows up in his face, and it turns out he's the one that set the things into motion, which they do a good job of holding that, because initially I'm like, okay, it's got to be Pierce Brosnan, but they do some good job and misdirection, but it eventually does come back to Pierce Brosnan, of course. It's by extension, and the extension is his extension went too far, and so and Pierce's performance, you actually see that he like didn't want them to go this far, so they kind of give him traits of a good villain. Where this guy's like a fucking he's a bastard for sure.
Children.
Yeah,
that's not what you.
He's fucked up, but at the same time, you're not rooting for him, but you understand his position. You're like, okay, he's not like a vicious fucking asshole, or not anymore. He's trying to do the right thing, but still trying to hold on to political power. So they give it, not necessarily right thing, right? Because he is evil, but they give him multiple layers enough to where you're like, okay, he's not just the villain of the week here, like we've seen in a lot of recent movies. So
I was actually surprised in this movie, like how much he gets his ass kicked. Like he truly is a 60-something-year-old man fighting a bunch of dudes. He gets beaten with sticks and 2x4s. He gets stabbed. He gets shot. He gets grazed.
He's not an ordinary 60-year-old man.
Yeah, but he's hurting the entire movie. So it's not like some of the action movie. Some of like you watch like the Expendables or something, which I love. I love those films.
Yeah,
but they get hit by a truck and then they're running all over the place. He gets hit by a 2x4 and he's just like dragging his leg.
And what I wanted a little bit more of that. I was like, wow, this is great, because it shows that Jackie's at a different point of his life. Even if you respect his kung fu history, you're like, okay, and this is adding realism to it. There's one point where he lets a blood-curdling sort of scream.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's fucking horrifying, And I wish it would have done more of that. And he gets desperate in the fight when he's realizing that, he's losing ground a little bit. He spears somebody and he lets out a little bit of a war cry. Yeah. Well, and as he knocks somebody out the window, and I was like, oh shit, Jackie's like serious.
In her house.
Oh yeah, her house is fucked.
Hey, well, she called the dudes on him though.
Yeah.
She does because she opens the door for them. She's like, he's up there.
Like everybody in Belfast supports the IRA.
It's kind of how it is.
That's kind of how they do it.
There are murals all over all the buildings.
And then so he. Obviously, it's revealed that Jackie does have training. I was wondering how they were going to handle this because they don't really show him to have any sort of training. He runs a Chinese restaurant. He picks his daughter up from school, and you're like, okay, he's fine. And he's made some sort of escape from Saigon and soldiers, and he has a tragic backstory where he already lost 2 daughters and a wife, and the only family he has left is his last daughter, and that gets taken from him. And you believe you're with Jackie the whole fucking time, and that's why we wanted more. Man. It was good stuff. No, I mean, I'm surprised that Jackie got to me with his dramatic performance.
That little brief second or whatever, you see his backstory, got me emotionally involved in most of these movies that have been coming out.
Did you read the text that what Liam was reading? Yeah. Where his daughters didn't just die on the boat; I saw that. They were captured, beaten, raped, and then murdered. And so it was.
It's brutal, and so it gives a lot of motivation to Jackie's character. There's another character, this sort of nephew, son that shows up, and he was in the. Special forces, the Royal Special Forces.
Yeah, the Irish.
Fought in Iraq and stuff. And he, when Pierce Brosnan's character is hiding out on a farm trying to escape Jackie's reach, none of his guys can handle Jackie. Jackie keeps getting at him, so he's like, all right, he got to call in his nephew. And his nephew has this subplot with his wife and all this other stuff, which adds layers. But I'm like, God, you're wasting all this time on this shit when I want more Jackie. Anyways, so you don't want that. You want more Jackie. But then they build up to sort of a boss battle. Okay, send him out into the woods. He's a tracker. He's going to find Jackie, and they're going to fight. So they do have a confrontation, but it's not quite the boss fight that I was expecting.
Jackie gets his ass kicked. They're flying all over the place. Actually, Jackie's the one that gets jump kicked through a bunch of tree branches.
Yeah. But you could tell the young kid fucking loses his cool. The fights are really great in this. They aren't, the kung fu, mastery stuff. Yeah. They're the realistic stuff where, the kid is winning at first, but then Jackie's experience, you can tell this storyline visually. Jackie's experience starts to overcome him, and then he's younger and more fertile, so he just fucking, loses it and gets angry and gets careless. Yeah. And then that's how Jackie puts him down. And but then they have this moment near the fire where they kind of respect each other, and it could have been done maybe a little bit better. Maybe it was just the actor on the younger kid's side that they could have had a little bit more impact, because this is when he finally gets the names, the things that he's been searching for the whole thing. It kind of just happens. He's like, yeah, the names are on the cell phone. and yeah. But no, I wanted him to get the names from Pierce Brosnan, you know what I mean? And so, but it was an interesting sort of battle there. So yeah, great film.
They're limited a little bit because this is based on a book, right?
Really?
Yeah. So this, I think, at the very end, I didn't know.
Shit, I thought this was just fucking.
No, so it was written as a political thriller, and I don't know how much. I mean, I haven't read it. How much they adapted, it into it. I mean, it kind of feels. Did you see that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Collateral Damage, years and years ago?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of the same things where dad loses child and then goes on the giant revenge
Rampage thing.
But this one just had more political
Depth
to
it for sure. And yeah, great. Check it out. Jackie Chan, y'all. Still got it. Looking forward to more. And that's it. See you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.